Good morning. Hi, it's Thursday. How are we doing today? So our day today is we're going to the gym and then we're going to our home ed group. So we're hanging out with our friends there. So that's us. And today I'm going to share with you a bit of wisdom that came from my 12-year-old and then add my tuppence worth in. But I'm first going to start by reflecting on the fact that behind me and on my windowsill are beautiful flowers, which I'm really enjoying and grateful for this week. And also, next to the beautiful flowers, a fly has died on the windowsill, which obviously I'll remove in a minute, but I've just seen it. And I was just struck by that sort of new life, birth, beauty, perfection, in contrast with that poor little dead fly. And that's life, isn't it? It all comes in a glorious cycle, and a bloom and a death, and a glorious cycle of life, and we get hit with both parts of that constantly, and that's right. And yet we have a lens often as humans where we look through and we think it's only the beautiful and the blooming, which is the correct stuff. That's the stuff we're aiming for, that's the right stuff. But actually, in the decomposition, the breaking away stage, is as much importance and worth, and it can be harder to stay with that. So I just wanted to recognise that, because I feel like we're in a lot of the energy of that breaking away at the moment. I'm certainly experiencing that. So, and there we go. So wisdom from my 12-year-old. She just astounds me, and I'm sorry because I know this sounds really parent showy offy, but I know that you all are hit constantly by the wisdom of your own children and young people, and I completely honour that too. And I love that we can sit in a place as parents where we can be open to receiving the wisdom and the guidance and the knowing of somebody who is younger than us, because that can be really triggering for adults, and it can be really hard to allow in, and it can be really hard not to be condescending and actually receive the perfection of their wisdom and their guidance in their complete knowing where they're at now, because they have their inner guidance and their inner wisdom flowing through them just as we do ours, and they're both open to receiving the wisdom of all that is in their own perfect channel. And she was listening to a podcast which is about manifesting. So manifesting meaning bringing things into your experience in a conscious way from understanding the universal laws that like attracts like. So the state that we're in emotionally, physically, in our thinking, in our vibration, in our energetic state, attracts more of that. And so she was listening to this manifesting podcast, and I imagine with the mindset of thinking about something that she's been trying to work through. And it's not for me to share her personal journey around that, but this is something that we all relate to in a general sense. So when we really want something, or we want to make something happen, or we want to make something come about, and we have an outcome that's set in our minds, it can be really hard to follow the advice that we often hear of think positively about it, because that is not where our emotional state currently is when we think about that thing. And so she's sharing with me that, when you consciously want to create a positive outcome around this experience, it's really hard because you feel that conflict, that thing you're thinking about or, aiming for feels like you need to put all this positivity around and think about a great outcome, but yet your state is not reflecting that, and you can't just skip over that, you can't bypass that, rightly so. That would be really unhealthy. That's just suppressing, isn't it? It's not actually changing your state, that's just pushing it down and pretending it's not there, which causes all kinds of problems. So what do you do? So this podcast was really helpful because it shared that your state of being is what matters, not that thing you're focusing on. So actually, if focusing on that thing that you want to create is causing you stress or anxiety or upset, stop focusing on it and focus on something which brings you relief, which brings you more into calm, into peace, into well-being. It makes you feel good and raises up your vibration, your emotional state in a general sense. And from that place, it might be that you're able to pivot back to that thing, come round in a circle. But you know that you've already put that intention out to the universe. You don't have to keep hammering on at it. You know, it's like the universe is like, I know that's your desire, and I'm trying to help you get there. So stop focusing on it if it's not making you feel good, and focus on something that makes you feel good, was the message. And I was like, yes, Queen. It's just like so profound. She's teaching me this, and I'm thinking, I mean, it's not new knowledge to me. This is what I teach. But you know, when someone brings a bit of knowledge, which is like giving you that nudge around something you're working on or something you're doing, and it's like bringing you back to that, giving you that reminder, and that perfect timing, and that message can come from anywhere all the time. And that was perfect landing for me, reminding me of that in relation to some work that I'm doing in my expansion and growth in that moment. And I was able to pivot, and I wanted to share that out with you. So that's amazing. And what I will add into that is that is the reason that I am so passionate about EFT tapping, because for me, it is the bridge of that gap. It is the tool that has been transformative for me and those that I've been able to guide with it in forming that bridge, because it's acknowledging that our goal is over here, but at the moment we're over here, and although we consciously just want to jump and be here, we're feeling there are blocks on the way, and the tapping is doing that work of releasing and shifting our state in a whole and permanent way, because it is working with the whole body's energy system holistically, and it's working on mind, body and spirit in release to allow us to move in our state. So that's why I love it so much. Right, my loves, I hope you have a very glorious day. I hope that was a little bit of Buddha wisdom for you today. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, which means it's Friday cards day, so I'll be doing our cards, and of course they'll be up in Peace with PDA, and in the evening I'll be opening up our Peace with PDA chat for the weekend. So I hope I see you there. I'm now going to go downstairs and see my girl, who's going to say, Mum, you cannot wear that to the gym. That is not gym wear. And I'll say, but under my poncho, darling, I've got a t-shirt. That's fine, right? That's gym. But she'll have all her athletic wear on and look the part, and I'm just hugely embarrassing as mums are. Have a great day. Bye.